Howdy who, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. It's Friday, March 26th. Today we have the Dow Jones Industrial Average up about 200 points and the Nasdaq's up about 100 points. I don't think we're quite out of the woods yet on that Nasdaq coming down. We'll see. Time will tell. What I want to talk today about is a couple of trades I have lined up that I'm looking at, that I jump in and out of. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Let's start with biotech. Biotech is IBB is the symbol, and this is the biotech index. Now, as you notice here, the biotech has pulled back a lot. It was trading at 172, the IBB, pulled all the way down to 144, and then it jumps up, right? Well, we're pulled back about to 144 again, and we're back up to 148. All right, what I like about this trade is that the market has given a lot back in the biotech area. What I also like is you notice the 200-day and the 50-day, they continue to trend upward, even though we flattened out a little bit. But where I'd like to enter trades is when the 50-day is above the 200-day, but the stock is right here sitting on the 200-day. That's a good entry point, in my opinion. That's a really, really good entry point. So what happened when it was down here at 130? Well, it ran up to 170, right? That's a good move, and did it in about 4 months. All right. But it pulled all the way back from 170, and it sat here again at 142. 142 jumped right up to 157 and pulled back again. Basically sitting on this 200-day moving average. Now, this is a daily chart. I also like to look at the weekly chart. Let's see what the weekly chart did on the IBB. All right, so where's the weekly chart now? The weekly chart, once again, this is the 50-week moving average. It's well above the 200-week moving average, but it comes right down and it's kind of sitting right on the 50-week moving average. The 200 on the daily and the 50 on the weekly. These are strong support. As long as we hold these support, we're okay. We're headed higher. Headed higher is good. Okay, so now I always like to think about how I can get the most bang for my buck. So I want to get a little bit of leverage going on with this IBB trade. Now I could just buy the IBB outright, no problem. That's all fine. That's good. I could buy it outright and just play it that way. The other thing I could do is I could buy options on it. Okay, options give me that leverage. Okay, I can buy put options or I can buy call options. In this case, I'd like to buy a call option here, right down here around the 142 to 145 level. We'll probably get back there and retest that. Around there, I would like to buy a call option. But another thing I could do is I could play the triple ETF. Okay, a triple biotech ETF is LABU. This is a triple ETF. Now you'll notice that the triple looks a lot very similar to the regular IBB. Here, sat on the 200-day, We're actually a little below the 200-day on this LABU, but I don't mind that right now because the 50-day is so far above it. That means we're still in that upward trend. And I think the easy money's still coming, and I think we're going to continue upward. Okay, so now what would happen if you had bought this back here at, what was sitting on the 200-day it was sitting there at $50, okay? 4 months later, $190. This is the triple. Now, these are trading vehicles. These are not something you want to just put your money in and sit in them, because over time, they do have a bit of time decay built into them. In other words, they'll put pressure to the downside. But they're great for trading. Just earlier this month, beginning of March, we could have bought this down here at 70 and then sold it at 110. Look at that's over a 50% return. These triples are great to give you that upward leverage that you need. Yeah, you can buy the IBB outright, but I like playing these triples. Once again, we hit down here at 70, and now we're back to 76. I'm actually expecting a little pullback. Maybe we get down here to 70 again, and I'll take another shot at it. Okay, so that's the IBB, the biotech trade. I think it's setting up nicely because it's come in so quickly. It's come in, it's pulled back. And I don't think this stock market is done going higher. Okay, a couple of other trades I want to look at. This is Peloton. Now, Peloton has given a lot back, okay? Now, the NASDAQ kind of comes in. The NASDAQ has been going down, and it's been going down quite a bit, but things like these high flyers, like look at Peloton, was up here at 170, and it's pulled all the way back down here to 100. So 170 down to 100, it's starting to get real tempting here, and it's sitting right on this 200-day moving average. Okay, this 200-day moving average has a big upward slope to it still. We're sloping upward, which means we still have that upward momentum. And I like that the 50-day is so far above. The 50-day is way up here at 130. We're down here at 100. It's very tempting right here. Very tempting right here. Let's take a look at the Peloton on a weekly chart and see what that's doing. Okay, so Peloton on the weekly chart, this is a weekly chart of Peloton. Now it was here at 170, and the weekly chart just at the beginning of the year, it started at 170. All right, so we're down here right at 104 today. But this is the 50-day moving 50-week, moving average, and it has this big upward slope to it. Now, Peloton comes down below 100 and touches this at 95. I'm going in. I'm going in right at that point. If we get below, somewhere between 95 and 100 is a great entry point on Peloton. Now, if we break below this 50-week moving average, like say we drop down here to 80, get out of the trade because it can pull all the way back to 30, to 20. But I think this is going to hold. I think the 50-week moving average will hold. So right here between 95 and 100 is where I'm going to be buying Peloton. Now I'll be buying call options on it. I'll be taking a chance. That's a trade setup. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that trade setups because the NASDAQ has pulled in a lot. I don't think we're out of the woods yet. The NASDAQ could come and retest its recent lows. The NASDAQ is still showing weakness. Now we're up today 100 points on the NASDAQ. Another one I want to look at is this electric car company, NIO. NIO and Tesla, they've been pulling back a lot. Tesla was at 900, now it's at 600. Is it a good buy here? I actually like NIO a little better than Tesla, but I'd like to get it down here at the 200-day moving average. Now NIO is trading up here at $67. $67, and we're already back here at $35. So roughly we were at 70 and now we're at 35. That sounds like a half off sale. Now that's a scary time to buy stocks. People like to buy stocks up here at 70. I like to buy them when they're half off. And if this 200-day moving average, if we can get down here to $33, $32, it'd be sitting right on the 200-day moving average. Now, I don't know if we're going to get that low. I'm hoping we do because that's my entry point, right around $33 on NIO. Now, there's nothing wrong with nibbling at a little here. This has been beat up pretty good. 67 down to 35 is a pretty good drop. And this is an electric car company. Electric cars are still, they're still hot. They're not going away. Matter of fact, we're going to make a lot more electric cars. I forget the year, but it's maybe it's 2035 or something. In California, all cars are going to have to be electric vehicles. Well, okay, maybe that's good. Maybe it's not good. But I'm telling you, the electric car industry is going to get a big push higher from all of the cheap money that's going to be printed. It's going to flow into these electric car companies. NIO is a buy, probably right here at 35. I'd like to get it a little cheaper. I'd like to get it down here at the 33 level. Okay, that's where I would be looking to enter the NIO trade. Now let's take a look at the weekly chart of NIO. Now the weekly chart says it could get down here as low as 28. That's where its 50-day moving average is. But look at how strong this 50-day moving average is. Just like a rocket ship going straight up. Once again, I think this 50-week This is a weekly chart. So the 50-week moving average at 28. Now, if we got down to 28, that'd be really exciting as far as a buying opportunity. I'm not sure we're going to get down to 28. I think 30 to 32 is probably as low as we're going to get, because keep in mind the 50-day is moving upward. It's going to be at $30 soon, right? Okay, so if we get down there, yeah, absolutely. And this 50-week moving average has to hold, or I'm getting out of the trade. I'll get out of the trade. Now, NIO, it's cheap enough. I'll probably buy it outright, but you can play options on it too. The option spreads on NIO are a little bit big because it moves so much. It's a very volatile stock. But these are the trade setups I'm looking at. I'm not sure where the NASDAQ has seen the last of the pain. I think the NASDAQ might get another push down next week. Now, of course, we can explode higher from here anytime. NASDAQ's been beat up a little bit. NASDAQ's been pulling down, but the SPY is still straight up. The Dow Jones is still in an upward trajectory. I just don't think the stock market's ready for that crash yet. I don't think it's ready for the crash. I think we're still going to be moving higher. And things like PTON, PTON, NIO, I think they're great opportunities here. I think it's time to start to look at them, to buy a little bit, start nibbling on them. These are high flyers. They're volatile. They can move a lot. And of course, I like the IBB trade, the biotech trade. These are just what I'm looking at. Of course, you do what you want to do. I'm just a stock market gambler. Now, if you like this stuff, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, hit that subscribe button. And we'll talk more again next week, because I got more of these trades that I'm looking at. All right, that's all I got today. Get out there. Have a happy Friday, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll talk again next week. Bye-bye now.